It looks like it's going to be closer to 20 minutes, but scroll and see what it is you need to see. I'm going to keep going with this. So x goes into x squared. That's going to be plus x. So I'm going to multiply x by both of those terms. So x squared minus 3x. Distribute the negative sign. These cancel. So this becomes negative 2x. Bring down the plus 6. Okay, to get from x to negative 2x, I'm going to have to multiply by minus 2. Too far. No, that's good. So if I multiply by negative 2, I'm going to have to subtract that. So negative 2x plus 6. And when I distribute that negative sign, everything cancels, so I'm not going to have a remainder. So the answer here is x squared plus x minus 2. The next one is going to be a little bit harder for several reasons. First, this top part is not in order, so this needs to be rewritten as, the inside part needs to be rewritten as 3x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 2. Okay, we're not missing anything, but now we're going down 3, 2, 1, no x's. 3x squared plus 3x plus 7. Now, whereas the last one, we could have checked via synthetic division. This one we can't so much because this is x squared. So to get from 3x squared to 3x cubed, I'm going to have to multiply by x. So I'm going to have to subtract by x times all of those things. So 3x cubed plus 3x squared plus 7x. Distribute the negative sign. So these cancel. This becomes negative 6x squared. This becomes negative 5x, and I bring down the 2. To get from 3x squared to negative 6x squared, I am going to have to multiply by negative 2. That's 2. So subtract negative 6x squared, negative 6x, and negative 14. Next step, distribute the negative sign. Distribute the negative. These cancel. This becomes x plus 16. So the answer here is x minus 2, and we do have a remainder of x plus 16. And you can write your answer like that. The rest of these kind of all follow the same pattern. They want you to solve based on some information. This one, they give you that one of the answers is negative 4. So we can start by dividing by negative 4. And we're going to use synthetic division because we can. Negative 95 and 100. Since this is a 0, we should not get a remainder. So I'll bring down the 9. This will be negative 36. This will be negative 30. This will be 120. This will be adding down. We are going to get 25. This will be negative 100. And we got a 0 remainder just like we meant to. So if our original problem was x cubed, that means this is x squared. So now we have the quadratic 9x squared minus 30x plus 25. If we are trying to find zeros, what we've always done at this point is factored and set both factors equal to 0. So however you want to factor this, does not matter to me. 9x squared, 25. You might even see that this is a perfect square trinomial. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it right now. 3x, negative 5, and negative 5. So this is negative 15x, negative 15x. Remember, your factors are on your diagonal. So this is actually 3x minus 5 and 3x minus 5. So the zeros of this equation, well, the first one they gave us is negative 4. If you forget to put that on the line, don't worry about it. But if you set either of these equal to 0, 3x minus 5, because it has a multiplicity of 2, x is going to be a positive 5/3. So that is going to be the second 0, and that's on our line. Okay, so this question was looking for zeros. This next one is looking for roots. Remember, roots and zeros are the same thing. So list all possible roots. This is going to be the factors of the constant term over, and that wrote beautifully, didn't it? Factors over the factors of the leading coefficient. So for part A, the factors of the constant term is 175. Factors of 175, that's kind of hard, is plus or minus 1, plus or minus 175. It's divisible by 5, so plus or minus 5. 175 divided by 5 is 35, which means it's also divisible by 7, so plus or minus 7, plus or minus 25. And I think that's all we got. 5, yep, those are all the different factors. So that's the factors of the constant term. The factors of the leading coefficient, that's a little bit easier, is plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 3. So the answers for A is going to be all the things up top over all the things on the bottom. And it's going to be hard for me to do that with the screen. Plus or minus 1 over 1, 175 over 1, 5 over 1, 35 over 1, 7 over 1, and 25 over 1. Now we're going to put all of those over 3. So plus or minus 1/3, plus or minus 175 over 3, plus or minus 5 over 3. And I know these are getting hard to see. Plus or minus 35 over 3, plus or minus 7 over 3, and plus or minus 25 over 3. Those are all the possible answers that we could get for B and C. They want us to guess and check. I'm saying let's look at our calculator. So if we looked at our calculator and plugged in that fabulous polynomial, we would see, if we were to look on our calculator, you would see a 0 at -5 and 5. As well as some decimal that we can't figure out. And I'm showing you the key at this point just so we can move a little bit faster so you don't have to watch me write. So you could try dividing by -5 or 5 first. It really doesn't matter. But synthetically divide and get yourself a quadratic. At that point, you hope it's factorable. If it's not, you use the quadratic formula and you get your 2 answers. B and C should be 3 answers. I don't care which one is on which line, but those are the 3 answers that you should get. Once we get down to, and I'm going to skip a couple for right now, 15, it does the same exact thing. And it says to find all the zeros, and it doesn't look like I finished. But the first one that you do is -2, because you find that in your calculator. Then you have this x cubed. You have this, you have your cubic. At this point, you would keep dividing until you have all the zeros that you need. There will be all 4 zeros or all 5 zeros on the quiz. I told you I would show you this one. If you do not understand what's going on with this, don't worry about it. But if n equals 3, that means we need something that is third degree. We have a 0 at x equals 4. We have a 0 at x equals 2i. Square both sides. These are the 2 factors that we have. If you square both sides, or excuse me, if you plug this in, the -1 in and the 25 in, you find out that you need a -1 out front. Again, don't worry about it. We have one more problem, and I'll do that next.